Hey everyone, and welcome to Serve the Animals. My name is Tanya Anderson, and I am your host. And today we have a dear friend to my heart, a dear, as I see her, a mentor to my life that really inspire and motivate me and really show me what is the next level in really learn this around giving back to the animals. And her name is Ellie Laks. Welcome, my friend.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
Likewise, my friends. So as you may know, Ellie have been here on the summit before, and why I pick her is because when I see her post, when I see how she is showing up in the connection with the animals, it's always showing me why it's so important for me to first of all be connected to myself and really learn what is the human health, what is the connection with the animals, and also always remind me about why it's so important to really focus on the connection with myself, for connection with animals, and connect with the nature. Because as Ellie also stands for, as we also will maybe share about, is many people have lost that connection. And so who is Ellie? So she is the founder of the Gentle Barn. And I'll read something up for you guys. So I messed around who the Gentle Barn is. So this is from them. We have lost our connection to animals, to nature, and most of all to ourselves. Animals are living lives of torment from being to the end, beginning to the end. They are critics, if I say that correct, critics of unharmed. Their pain is unseen and they are suffering. It is a very powerful stand they are taking. And so Ellie, share a little about who you are as a person and who is the Gentle Barn.
Well, first and foremost, I am an animal lover. I was born that way and thankfully never lost my connection to nature and animals. As a child, every second that I had that I was playing in the woods and the lakes and connecting with wild animals and domestic animals. My best friend was a dog that I got when I was 4 years old, and he raised me and was always there for me, as were the butterflies and the hummingbirds and the bunny rabbits and the salamanders and all of nature. They were always there. They were my sanctuary and they were my healers, teachers, and friends. And growing up, I noticed that the people around me didn't see animals the way that I did, and it was very perplexing. I didn't understand. It's like, can't you see them? Can't you hear them? Can't you understand them? And it didn't make sense to me that they literally couldn't. And so from the time I was 7 years old, I exclaimed to anyone that would listen that when I grew up, I was going to have a big place full of animals and show the world how beautiful they are. It took me a really long time, but I finally founded the Gentle Barn in 1999. It's a national organization with 3 locations in the United States with about 200 rescued animals. And we rescue animals from severe abuse, neglect, and slaughter, resuscitate them with a whole method of rehabilitation. And once they're healthy and happy, we either find homes of their own or we give them sanctuary with us and partner with them when they're ready to heal people from the same stories of trauma and connect people to the love and magic of animals. Animals have so much to say. And we as a species need to learn to listen.
Amen. So what topic is Ellie and I get to talk about? Is a topic that's called the challenge and highlight of running an animal sanctuary. Share a little bit about why is this topic so important for you guys?
This topic is so important because, not to sound dramatic, but I really don't think we have as much time as we think we do to right the wrongs of this planet. We are chopping down the rainforests. We are polluting the oceans. We are enslaving animals. We are bringing illness to our bodies, and we're in crisis. And one of the things that is going to reverse this crisis are sanctuaries, because I think that if there are sanctuaries in every state, in every country around the world, then more people can meet these animals, look in their eyes, hear their stories of resilience, connect with them, and in turn, open their own hearts to our own humanity and find empathy, find kindness, find compassion, and be empowered to make kinder choices in our diets and in our purchasing, which will in turn affect positively this environment that we love and would love to stay here. And if we keep destroying it, we're going to find ourselves extinct. But if we can turn around, open our hearts, change our minds, and learn to have reverence for this planet and all its creatures, we can save this planet and therefore save ourselves. And we've got to hurry. We don't have a lot of time.
True. And it's so important, like also you, dear audience, it's so important to really follow and be together with other organizations like the General Barnes and really be around people that take massive actions, that's really taking the actions that get to be taken, and also being uncomfortable in taking actions that is necessary. So General Barnes is really an organization that will stand for that, and they are making huge move and big, bold move, and I will invite you to really follow them and be a part of that on the same way how you choose it. So around compassion, Ellie, like compassion, why compassion is the key for us, for humankind to really create a stronger health and also the health for animals as the environment.
Listen, it's the lack of compassion that has led us to where we are right now.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to have a lack of compassion because it's not like the old days where we all lived on farms connected to nature and made our own choices to either exploit them or protect them. Now, most of us, the majority of us, are living in cities where we've covered Mother Earth with concrete. We're chopping down the trees. We're living in high technology, information coming to us from all angles, living in buildings with traffic and violence and noise. And so we are not connected to nature anymore. We are not living with farm animals. We're not even living with wild animals. And yes, many of us are animal lovers and have dogs and cats and even maybe horses, but we've drawn this like crazy line around dogs, cats, and horses as being worthy of being family members, but then farm animals and wild animals being unintelligent or needing to be killed, hunted, eaten, worn, exploited. And that cognitive dissonance is destroying the environment. But like I said earlier, it's really destroying ourselves. A lot of people like in this movement like to say, oh, we got to save the planet. We got to save the animals. And I'd like to take it a step further. I think the planet, once we're removed, is going to be just fine. We're really trying to save ourselves. If we don't turn things around, we are going to be led to our own extinction. And then the planet is going to regrow and be just as beautiful as it was without us. So if we want to continue to live here, if we want to continue to thrive, if we want 7 generations from now, our great, 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 great grandchildren to be able to breathe and enjoy this planet and not be roasting under the sun, we have got to turn things around. And the only way to do that is to find compassion, not just compassion to our dogs and cats, not just compassion to our family members, but compassion for every living being, compassion with our forks and knives. We need to eat gently. We need to purchase products that don't ransack the environment and the planet. And when we become empowered with what we eat, what we buy, where we go, and what we're supporting, we can support peace on earth. We can support every living being, and in turn support our own thriving, but it has to start with compassion. Without compassion, we're just going to keep going in the direction that we're headed, and it's not going to end well for us.
And a good point also to hit there is where we do one thing is where we do everything. So if you, as my point of meaning to you, the audience, is if you choose to have compassion to not only to a human and choose to say no to animals, I really invite you to look at that, because where you do one thing is where you do everything. So if you choose to say no to compassion to your life choices or to the animals you meet or to the wild animals as the farm animals, and you choose to have compassion to a human, do you really have compassion? Do you really owning that skills, to really master that skill? I really invite you to look at that, because where you do one thing is where you do everything. So I'm really curious about this, like how can we as a human being really be empowered by learning this connection with nature, learn this connection with the animals, and to really learn to be empowered by it and be a person that really stands in who we stand for?
Well, I think it starts with compassion, like we were saying before. I think compassion starts with connection. So how do we connect with an animal we've never met? How do we connect with nature if we're not a part of it? How do we connect with animals that share this planet with us if we're living in cities and we don't come in contact with them? It's super easy to be in denial and just buy things at the grocery store that come in shiny packages that we think are food. But it's not food, it's a living being. So I would invite everyone to start by finding a sanctuary near you. If you live in the United States, find a gentle barn near you. But if you live worldwide, there are sanctuaries in every country on this earth. Find a sanctuary, hug the cows, cuddle the turkeys, give the pigs tummy rubs, hold the chickens, massage the goats and sheep, look in their beautiful eyes, hear their voice, learn their language, listen to their stories of resilience, and connect. And from those connections come compassion. And from compassion comes everything else.
Yeah, come everything else, and also be empowered by that, and choosing, like really creating the space for you to create the awareness, create a space for you to choose differently as you do, because you get to really connect with your heart as compassion and really get connected with yourself as being, so that you can choose better life choices that is serving others, that you choosing to be selfless, to be straight with you out there. So when you talk about cows, I'm so curious about it, because I know you are people that come to the Ginger Bond sanctuaries and learn or really receive healing from a cow, for cow healing. Like, can you share a little bit about that?
Yes. So I think that cows are everything that we should be and everything that we could be when we awaken to love. Cows are a matriarchal society, so they operate under the feminine energy of creativity, nurturing, and family. They're vegan, so they harm no one. Even their teeth and their hooves are designed so that they leave a pasture better off than what they found it. So they don't pull the grass out from the roots. They just trim the grass, what allows the grass to grow in thicker. They face their challenges head on. They don't go into denial. They don't pretend they can't see. They don't have cognitive dissonance. They face things head on with their eyes open. They want to know. They want to learn. They want to be aware. Family is their most treasured and important value. And everyone in the family, in that tribe, participates in raising the young, celebrating birth, mourning death. They meditate every single day. So they take time for self-care, and they take time to go deep within and connect with their higher self and who they truly are.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yes. And the last thing I want to say about cows is they're 100% inclusive. So if you look at every other animal species at the Gentle Barn, when we bring in a new animal of their kind, their first instinct is to reject them, because they're going, oh no, this is our family, stay away. I think people are a lot like that too.
Yeah.
But cows, I can take any cow, anytime, anywhere, and put them right in the middle of the cow pasture, and the cows will be like, oh, hi, welcome. So they're 100% inclusive, and they welcome everyone. They have an energy of love, inclusivity, nurturing, and welcoming. And can you imagine if we could be a tribe like that in our society? Everything would be different. Life for all of us would be completely different. So the cows teach me on a daily basis and help me become a better human being. But in addition to that, they're very nurturing and demonstrative with each other. And when they feel safe with us, they include us in that love fest. And so we have people all over the world that come to do cow hug therapy at the Gentle Barn. And all they have to do is sit down beside one of our gentle giants, lean their weight against that cow, put their face on the cow's shoulder, close their eyes, breathe in and out, and feel that cow's energy. And in a matter of seconds, the to-do list, the worry, everything that we have going on in our brains is gone. Our brains become quiet. We connect with the heartbeat of that cow and it lowers our own heartbeat. We rise and fall with their breathing and we start breathing with them. And we feel grounded and centered, small, vulnerable, and humble against a giant, protective, nurturing frame. And that's where healing starts. And that's where infinite possibilities can start from. And it changes lives.
It does. Like, it's so powerful when I see your videos, just like there is something magical happens. Like when I see you and your staff members or volunteer or who choose to come to the gym barn, that video you're sharing is just like, there's just magic happening, like that spirituality connection is just like, it's also healing for me to like really be like in it. And I really have that on my goals to experience that, because the cows is just mighty, if that's quite word, like mighty animals, like really embrace the power. And as I see, we as a human being can learn to know a power, to be comfortable in power, so that we really can make the change as we talk about.
I agree. And listen, I'm not talking about male versus female. I'm talking about male energy versus female energy.
Yeah.
Male energy is about dominance, power, conquering, control. Yeah. And listen, there's been a lot of wonderful advancements with the patriarchy and with the male energy, right? There's technological advances, there's medical advances. Okay, yay for us. Society was built on that energy.
Yeah.
But I think the pendulum has swung too far, and that male energy is now starting to destroy things. It's time to bring back in the feminine energy of nurturing, community, lifting each other up, creativity. We have got to bring back that feminine energy. And who better to model it from than cows? Cows are the embodiment of feminine energy. They are embodiment of a female-run tribe, a matriarchal tribe that is nurturing, creating, loving versus destroying, controlling, and empowering. And that feminine energy is within every single one of us. And I think that it's really, really important that us women find our own feminine power, that it's okay to have empathy. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have great big feelings. It's okay to have opinions. It's okay to speak our minds. It's okay to be empowered, and it's okay to be strong.
Yeah.
And conversely, we need to raise our little boys to be okay with their sensitivity and their intuition and their feminine energy, and to not be afraid of strong women. And I think that if we raise our children that way, we search inside ourselves to find our own feminine energy and our own strength and our own voice, we can rebuild our communities, we can rebuild our society, and we can rebuild this planet into heaven on earth.
Oh my God, so true, so true. It's just so interesting when I hear you talk about it, and also I have talked a space on it around this. I have been so afraid for my own feminine, if I say it correct, like feminine sides, because I thought I get to be like this, like masculine person. I get to like having the power, and inside I was so afraid to really embrace my voice, my sexuality, like who I was as a being. And the animals have really shown me that, because when I'm with animals, as you know, Ellie, I've been most in the wild jungle and work with wild animals. When I'm with them, I feel like I'm accepted, I'm seen, heard, understood, and there my healing had really transformed into, for me to be comfortable in who I am, in my voice, and having opinion, and share that also to receive judgments or whatever that come my way. So animals has really been the key element for me to see myself first on and step into that power, because animals is just embracing who they are.
I couldn't agree more. I like to say that all animals everywhere are there to give us the opportunity to be the best versions of ourselves beside them. But, you know, I also have a really long story of self-acceptance. I started as an animal communicator at a very, very young age. I mean, I was sitting with wild bunnies at 3 years old. I was hearing cries of help from the woods and lakes around me at 6 years old. When I entered school, I thought everybody could hear animals. And I was very surprised and shocked to find out that other people can't hear them. And then when I hit high school, I started becoming teased for who I was and for my animal communication and connection with animals. And so I kind of shut down that part of myself, being ashamed of sharing it with others and didn't want to be teased and humiliated. And that started a very long, dark road to a slow death. Listen, the minute we deny who we are, it is a long, slow, painful death.
Oh, yeah.
We are here to
following
accept
that.
who we are. Right. We are here to accept who we are. We are here to embrace who we are. We are here to share who we are and gravitate to the people that can appreciate it instead of changing ourselves to please the people that are judging us. And so it was this really long, long road to finding myself. And like you said, finding yourself around wild animals. I found myself in the barnyard surrounded by farm animals, especially cows. And they taught me about self-care. They taught me about mental health. They taught me how to grieve and get back up again and going. They taught me how to survive compassion fatigue. They literally made me into the woman that I am today. And I actually am writing my second book called Cow Hug Therapy, how the gentle barn animals have taught me everything about life, death, and everything in between. And it's coming out in May. And so it's going to be the story of these remarkable animals and how they modeled for me how to be human. And I'm really looking forward to that, because as women, especially, we are not taught to be strong, to be bold, to accept who we are. We are taught to sit down, be quiet, and listen to everyone else. And so we lose our intuition, we lose our confidence, we don't practice self-care because we're being called selfish. And by the time we're grown up, we don't know what end is up. So it's this journey to find ourselves, and the best place to do it is around animals.
True. It is so true. And thank you for sharing. Like, I can really see myself in that story, because it's also, also a piece of me. Like, I was close to taking my own life in 2018, the car on the highway, and I promised mom to shift my life completely. So I choose to sell everything, travel to Guatemala, live in the jungle for 5 months. The jungle, the wild animals, restore the connection in who I am and who I choose to be, so that I could become a person I could look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you and I love you for who you are.
Oh God, that is such an incredible story. And I'm so glad that you're here and that you stayed. I happen to believe that there's a lot of us, and I like to call us, there's a lot of terms for us, empaths, intuitives, star people. I like to call us light workers. We're here to spread the light. We're here for our empathy. We're here for our intuition. We're here for our very raw, open, bleeding, and sensitive heart. We're here to kind of shine a light in this dark, dark times. But the thing is that light workers are not built to be together. I think that if we were all together, we would know that we were all right the way that we are, but we're not here to be together, because all the lights coming together to shine, there's still darkness out there. We're here to be individual lights in the darkness. So kind of on purpose, we are shining alone in our communities. And that can lead to isolation. It can lead to self-loathing. It can lead to us wanting to get off this planet. I've tried to commit suicide twice. But when we finally own who we are, as you and I have, and we're no longer ashamed of who we are, and we can shine our beautiful, bright lights for everyone to see, then we can do what we've come here to do, which is to light up the darkness, to encourage other people to open their hearts. And little by little by little, those little lights keep igniting others. So
beautiful. And I thank you for your words. And I'm also blessed by you are here. When I saw your TED talk, when you share about the honeybee, I was just feeling out when I could see it, like my tears was going down. It's just like, oh my God, it was so beautiful. And I really like also the experience when I'm brave enough to be courageous enough to share my journey around self-harm, because I've been addicted to self-harm on so many levels of violence. So really, like, nature and animals was the key for me to who I am today. I will not be on this earth if I did not choose to connect with the jungle and the wild animals and be in service for them and stop to be selfish. Because for me to choose to take my own life, as I also was playing with a knife on the throat, was me to be selfish. Like I was harming people on my way, and animals really showing the way of compassion and be empowered by focused outwards and choosing, like, when I serve, I receive. So yeah, it's a powerful tool to really give back to nature and animals.
Yeah, in the beginning of my very first book, called My Gentle Barn, Creating a Sanctuary Where Animals Heal and Children Learn to Hope, I said in the beginning of the book that a lot of people think, oh, you're doing such great work, thank you for saving the animals. And I said, no, but you don't understand. It's the other way around. They're saving me.
Amen. It's so true. They are the healers to heal the humanity. It is the key for us to heal our health. So we can say we have a strong health is we get to learn to receive from the animals and nature.
Yeah, agreed.
So I'm curious to know around this, to learn about what is about all of this about, like, a sanctuary life, because it's so important for me as to you, the audience, that follow, really going and support the Gentle Barn and follow them, sign up to newsletter, so you get up to date and really feel you're part of the community. And also, like, I will invite you to be volunteer and traveling as a tourist that's really giving back to the community, to the Gentle Barn. So Ellie, share a little bit about, like, what is about this sanctuary life all about, and what can we learn about it?
Sanctuary life is the best. I can't imagine doing anything else. I have straw in my hair. I have hay in my pockets. All my shoes are dirty and ruined. I don't have nice clothes. I have dust and dirt in my house, and I am so happy because I get to wake up in the morning to the roosters crowing, and I get to look out my window to see my front yard full of animals. And I get to walk from my house into the barnyard and be surrounded by animals and look in their eyes and feel their gratitude and feel a sense of purpose and know that I'm fulfilling my destiny and know that I'm here for an important reason. And yes, there are times where we work 16, 18-hour days. There are times, long stretches, where we don't have days off. We don't take any vacations. But I can't imagine doing anything else. It is phenomenal. And I want to say that there are very many different versions of what a sanctuary can look like. For those people that have visited sanctuary, they might have just one version in mind. They might say, okay, so I need acreage and I need a bunch of barns and a bunch of animals, and then that's sanctuary. And then you're mucking up poop and you're feeding animals and you're working really hard. Yes, that is a version of sanctuary, but there's a million different kinds of sanctuary. You could have 3,000 acres in the middle of nowhere and just fill it with all of these animals and save them and breathe the life back into them and live in service of them. You could have 5 acres just outside the city and have fewer animals and fewer space, but bring in millions of people to meet those animals and change the hearts of humanity. You can have a few animals that you bring into schools and do humane education. You could have volunteers or do the work yourself. You can have visitors or just share on social media. You can rescue turtles, you can rescue horses, you can rescue cows, you can rescue farm animals, wild animals, domestic animals, old animals, young animals. You can bring animals in and rehome them. Or you can bring animals in and give them sanctuary for the rest of their lives. So if there's anyone out there that has a dream of opening a sanctuary, my first recommendation is get very, very clear on what your dream is, because there's no one way that it needs to look. What is the dream and vision coming through you? And to get clear, meditate, spend time in quiet. Ask yourselves before you drift off to sleep for your angels and guides to show you what your destiny is. But get really super clear on what your property looks like, what the animals look like, and what your type of service looks like. And then once you're really super clear on what your dream looks like and what the vision is that's coming through you, don't try to figure out how. I like to say that the how is none of our business. When I started, right? When I started the Gentle Barn, I knew what it would feel like, taste like, smell like, and look like. I literally could shut my eyes and I was there in the barnyard. And I spent time every single night before I drifted off to sleep, imagining what my barnyard would feel like, look like, and smell like, and be like. In the daytime, and when I was a student at school, I would draw pictures of what the Gentle Barn would look like and all the animals, till my notebook, my desk, and my arms were covered in pictures of animals. I would sing songs about what the Gentle Barn would be like. I would write poetry. I would draw paintings. I just kept the vision coming out of me. And when I finally started the Gentle Barn 24 years ago, I made an agreement with Spirit, the creator, the universe. I said, I'm going to do this work. I'm going to roll up my sleeves and I'm going to be 100% invested, but you got to pay the bills. So once you have your vision of the dream that's coming through you, don't go to how to do it, because that's where dreams go to die. The how is the problem of the universe. What we need to stay in how your dream feels, what it looks like, what are the colors, what are the animals, how many barns do you have, how many houses do you have, how many acreage do you have, what do the fences look like, do you have gardens, do you have people coming in? Stay in the feeling of that dream. You want to hang on to the what and the why, and you want to avoid the how. Let the how find you. Because I feel so strongly that we need more sanctuaries worldwide, and because we need to do it fast, Jay and I teach a course to show people how to open sanctuaries. When I started the Gentle Barn almost 25 years ago, there was maybe one or two other sanctuaries in the States at that time, and I didn't have anyone to turn to tell me how to do it. I had to figure it out on my own. And the way we learn is by making mistakes. So I would make a mistake, and that's how I learned. I would have horrible volunteers, and that's how our volunteer screening process was born. But the planet doesn't have time for other people to make mistakes. I want people to hit the ground running. I want people to start up and succeed. And I want people to just do it fast so we can have more sanctuaries. And that's why Jay and I teach a course to share our almost 25 years of experience and all the knowledge and all the lessons and all the things that we know, so we can empower other people to just start, succeed, and go.
Exactly. And to you, the audience, it's so important. Like, when you have a vision, as Ellie also talked about, there is someone out there, as the Gentle Barn, there is the bridge for you to going faster over to your vision. It's so important to be with people like the Gentle Barn, like Ellie and Jay, that have all the knowledge you get to know, so you can go faster instead of using like a half of lifetime, as we don't have time for that. So you get to really get connected with the Gentle Barn, ask for support, sign up, so that you can go faster and be successful in creating your own sanctuary.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So who is Jay? I know who Jay is, just to the audience, because can you, like, who is Jay?
Yeah, so I started the Gentle Barn, like I said, in 1999. I did it in my little half-acre backyard with a handful of animals that I had found from an abusive petting zoo and brought them home to heal at the Gentle Barn. I was finally starting my dream. I was ecstatic, and in came a volunteer a few years later that helped me in the barnyard once a week. He helped me clean the barnyard and like tend to the animals. Then he wanted to bring enrichment for the animals. So he went around to 6 different Whole Foods, bringing fruits and vegetables to the animals that we fed them to make them even healthier and happier. I soon found out that he used to be in marketing and sales. So I brought him into my office, and he started a website with a donate button. He set up our first fundraising event. He got a seat on the board of directors. And a year later, we fell in love and joined forces to expand the mission of the Gentle Barn from a half-acre backyard with a handful of animals to a national organization with 3 locations in the United States, 68 staff, 180 volunteers, 200 animals, and a global reach worldwide to show the world how beautiful these animals are. So he
Amazing.
is my husband. He is the father of my children. He is my partner in every sense of the word. And he is my knight in shining armor.
Oh, he's amazing. So where can people find this course and be part of how to learn to create a sanctuary? Can you please share that where the audience can get access to that, Ellie?
Yeah, so people can find out more about our Finding Sanctuary 101 course at our website, ellielaks.com. That's ELLIELAKS.com. And people can follow the Gentle Barn and support the Gentle Barn so we can rescue more animals and we can open more hearts and we can do more programming into our communities to change people's minds about animals and our part in protecting them by going to gentlebarn.org or finding the Gentle Barn on all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. So, if you're too far away and you can't find a Gentle Barn near you to meet these animals in person, in the meantime, you can follow the Gentle Barn on social media, get to know them, hear their stories, and fall in love with them from afar.
Amazing, amazing. So to the audience, how to spell the Gentle Barn? If you could look at the screen in the intro, there stand with Ellie, the Gentle Barn. So it is just thegentlebarn.com, Ellie, or .org, or it's just gentlebarn.org.
Yeah, it's gentlebarn.org.
Okay, perfect. So the last word for you, Ellie, around what is the last message you would like to get, or some action steps, what they can do in the lifestyle? What is the last word you would like to leave the audience with?
I want to say a few things. First of all, those of us that are fortunate enough to have land, have the time, have the space, and have the funds and connections to be able to open sanctuaries, no matter what it looks like, we are very, very, very lucky, and we spend our lives saving animals. However, you don't have to actually have land and bring in animals to start a sanctuary. The most effective, most efficient, most powerful thing we can do to save animals is to go vegan. And when we go vegan, when we adopt a plant-based diet, we are saving 200 animals a year. So if you live in an apartment, work a full-time job, and can't open your own sanctuary, be a sanctuary with your fork and knife, adopt a plant-based diet, and you're saving 200 animals every single year. You're basically starting your own sanctuary in your apartment on your plate. The other thing that I want to say is I just want to encourage all of us to evolve as much as we can. Some of us, like me, when I heard about all the issues with animals, I went vegan on the spot 24 years ago. But some people, it's an evolution. Some people cut out one thing at a time. Some people have to go through a process of learning how to cook, how to shop, and how to eat. So what I would say is no matter where you're at, no matter what you do, who you eat, let's try to figure out ways that we can evolve within our comfort level. And if you can expand that outside our comfort level, even better. So if we're meat eaters, maybe we can cut down, or maybe we can learn more about vegetarianism or veganism. But try to evolve, try to be kinder, try to be gentler. If we are vegan already, I mean, what products are in our house? Can we buy more cruelty-free? Can we shine our light more gently and more harmoniously to affect those around us? What clothing are we wearing? What shoes and purses are we buying? There is room for all of us to evolve. There is room for all of us to grow. And there is room for every single solitary one of us to make a commitment today to find areas where we can be more gentle. Can we recycle more? Can we water plants that we find that seem wilted? Can we pick up trash on the road that's not even ours? Can we flash a smile to a stranger that looks sad? Can we become someone's first friend in our work environment or school situation where somebody's new? Can we adopt an animal to bring into our household instead of buying one? There are a million ways that we all can be better and do better to be stewards of Mother Earth and to all her creatures. So I encourage all of you, how can we awaken more today? How can we be more gentle and kind today? How can we be more empowered today to make a difference to all those around us?
Amen. And with that, dear audience, Ellie and I thanks for bottom of our hearts for you to choose to watch this interview, and we will invite you going straight to the homepage, follow the social media, sign up to newsletter so that you are in it and getting the notification, getting the awareness, getting the connection you get to really be a part of the community. And also go to Ellie Laks. What is the com or org, Ellie?
It's ellielaks.com and gentlebarn.org.
Exactly. We really invite you to go there straight now and see what it is, and definitely click and follow all the social media and be part of the work. And also look at your dinner and your food and really take yourself the learning you did not. What is one action? What is one small trick you can choose in your life so that you're really taking some action step after this interview instead of watching? Be a person that is committed to do the work. And to you, Ellie, I thank you for bottom of my heart for you, and Jay for choosing this amazing summit, and also for you to do the work you're doing and showing up so powerful, so authentic, so bold, and also so courage, and do the action that gets me done, and brave enough to have an opinion and talk about it. So thank you so much for bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you for having this for all people to listen to. Thank you for being who you are, such a bright light in this world. And thank you for being on this planet with me. It makes me sleep better at night knowing that you are here with me.
Oh yeah, that was like, oh, I could feel the tears there. You are most welcome, just likewise, my friend.
Thank you.
So thank you, the audience, and having the most amazing day, and see you soon again. Bye, everyone.